Hey guys, this is my product. You can do this, you can do that. Alright, it's really good. I hope you guys can give it a chance. And I really want you guys to buy into this product and be able to understand its benefits. It can help you to do this, it can help you to do that. It's really good. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, stop it, okay? There are so many times where people have told you that your presentation skills suck, that you're unable to deliver your content, to deliver your value successfully. And if you cannot deliver your value successfully, if you cannot present in a good, coherent manner, there is no way, I repeat, zero, there is no way anybody is going to give value back to you. Remember, the first principle of this entire channel is to give value first and receive value second. Okay, we are moving into an economy whereby the best and strongest institutions are built upon the principle of giving value first before receiving value. So no matter how great a value you have to offer, if you cannot present it coherently, if you don't have the skills to make a good presentation, you're dead. Okay, you're dead. So watch this next clip that's coming up to understand exactly how to present effectively, to your audience, how to present effectively to your customers so that you can deliver your value first successfully, and then your customers will give value back to you. So watch the clip. I will see you inside. Hello everyone, it's Japhet again from Reubiks Academy, the co-founder of the Reubiks app. Welcome back to another very engaging episode of the Power Giver series. Now for this particular video and for the next few videos going forward, we're going to talk about how to give a powerful presentation. If you are a coach, you are a trainer, your topmost priority is to make sure that your content is delivered in the most coherent, in the most relevant manner, right? And in a manner that can be most easily digested by your audience. Remember, it doesn't matter how great your content is. The only thing that matters is how great the audience thinks your content is. Okay? Because the greater they think your content is, the more they tend to focus. And the more they tend to focus, the more they tend to absorb. And the more they tend to absorb, the more they tend to think their content is great. Alright? When you pay money to go for a course, when you pay money to go for a lesson, the number one thing you want is value. And as humans, we perceive value through this little feeling that we get, which is generated by the endorphins in our brain that leads us to think that we have that aha moment. Oh yeah, you know, that light bulb moment. So we want to create as many of those aha moments as possible during the course of our delivery of the content. Each aha moment is a moment where the audience thinks they get a bang for their buck. So you want to give them as many bangs as possible for their buck. So you want to generate as many aha moments as possible with your content. If they don't even understand your content, if your delivery is cocked up, it is jammed, it is not good, they will never reach that aha moment. It will never happen. So you need to first be able to generate the aha moment. Now, before we go into how to generate the aha moment, we need to first understand the four main components in any presentation. Now, I'm going to go into my white pad. Okay, here I have drawn out the four key components. Okay, the first component is your audience. That's your first component, the people who are receiving your content. The second component is you, or the speaker, right? The main actor of the presentation. The third component is the software you're using.
how capable is your software? How connected is your software? Okay, I'm not going to name this software that I previously used, but there was this software that I used when I was doing a presentation for a university's course, one of the courses that the university offered. They asked me to use this unknown software, and I think, if I'm not wrong, they collaborated with the software. Maybe the software sponsored some of their campaigns or sponsored some of their students. So in return, the school promised or pledged to use their software whenever it came to web conferencing. So they had no choice. They forced me to use that software. That software sucked. Okay, I used so many other softwares at the exact same place, with the exact same Wi-Fi connection, with the exact same computer, and my connection was always great. My signal strength was always great. But somehow when I used that software, my signal connection kept falling through, to the point that I had to take my whole laptop and go to the living room when I was literally next to the modem in order to continue presenting. So to me, that's a no-no. So software is equally important. Now, besides connectivity, another key feature of a software is how many characteristics, how many different functions it has to encourage audience speaker engagement. Okay, so that is the part which your software will be responsible for. Of course, if you are doing a live presentation, not like that, right? Not like what I'm doing now. You're doing a face-to-face presentation, like you versus the audience straight in front of you, then obviously the software might not matter as much. Okay, but even for a face-to-face presentation, even for an offline presentation, all right, there are other kinds of softwares to help you out, right? We'll talk about that in a separate video, but for the context of this video, we're talking about a digital presentation. Okay, the fourth component is hardware. All right, you have software, inevitably you're gonna have hardware. All right, so audience, speaker, software, hardware. These are the four components that make a presentation tick. We're going to go through each and every one of them. Today, we're going to focus on the primary actor. We're going to focus on you, the speaker, right? Then in the next few videos, I'll talk about the audience, the software, and the hardware. All right, we're going to talk about you. How to give a great presentation by having you play your part. All right. There are 10 tips that I can give you. 10, just 10, okay? Sorry, not just 10. It's actually a lot. Number one is you need to demonstrate your passion, okay? Demo your passion. Demonstrate your passion. If you are not passionate in coaching a certain subject, people will know. Okay, for example, there was a time where I coached about let me think. I think I did a session on how to profile someone. I mean, I'm not an expert, but somehow they asked me to speak about it. I'm really not compassionate or passionate in that area because number one, I'm not very trained, and number two is I don't feel that that is where I can give value. So I'm not passionate about it at all. And halfway through the session, the speaker had to kind of like stop me and say, maybe let's talk about something else. It was such an embarrassing moment for me and for the audience, right? And it's like almost like I'm wasting everybody's time just by staying on this topic. So you have to be passionate, enthusiastic about the way you talk. Okay. Now, I know saying this is easy, but pulling off is hard. But the number one tip I can give you is to demonstrate your passion successfully, you need to get rid of that nervousness. There's adrenaline versus nervousness. Most speakers, if not all speakers, will feel this surge of adrenaline when they go onto the stage. But they are not nervous. So there's a difference. Okay, the only way to overcome nervousness is to keep going, constantly going, consistently going for presentations. All right, the moment you stop going for presentations for a while, your nervousness is going to come back. And when your nervousness comes back, it's going to block you from demonstrating your passion. Because when you're nervous, you tend to speak either too loudly or too soft. Alright, either way, people cannot feel your passion, because when they cannot hear your words clearly, they will not be able to feel your passion. Alright, number 2, focus on your audience's need. Okay, what does that mean? It basically means that you need to make it easy for your audience. You need to make it very easy for your audience to understand what you're talking about. And that means you avoid using this thing called techno-babble. Alright? Don't use techno-babble. If I'm going to talk about blockchain and distributed ledger technology, that's the last thing I should start off the session with. Do not start off the session with technical terms. Use stories, use analogies, use things that they understand in their world. Remember, as a coach, as a trainer, our job, our role is a bridge. We bridge them from their world to our world, and to a whole new world for them, right? That is what education is. It's exploring frontiers, opening up new frontiers, going to new worlds, right? That is what education is about. So how can you be an effective bridge if the first thing you talk about is your world, and they got no way to cross over and understand your world? So first of all, you gotta go inside their world, create the bridge from their world to your world. Then it's gonna work. If not, it's not gonna work. Alright? So don't use techno-babble. If you have to use technical terms, don't start off with technical terms. Start off with terms that they understand. Then tell them that actually what they just learned, actually that little stupid story that you just told them is actually this system, it's actually this concept, it's actually this and that, so that their resistance towards the concept will be much lower, because you just made it so easy for them to understand. Then in their minds, they will think that it's easy to understand. Maybe that is just the surface or the tip of the iceberg. That's the easiest part to understand, but at least you give them a morale boost. At least they think that it's easy. Normally, when you think it's easy, you end up putting in more effort to understand it, because if you don't understand something that is easy, you feel stupid. So it is good to boost their morale at the start point. Do not strike down their morale with techno-babble at the start point. That's the last thing you should do. Alright, number 3, keep it simple. Alright, when we say keep it simple, we are looking for this thing called key messages. Do not squeeze too many messages into a single slide or into a single presentation. You always want to focus on one key message, but 1,000 ways to get there. Okay, this is like flying business class, right? You can choose any airline you want to fly business class on, but the destination of your flight remains the same. You're going to the same place, just via different routes. Same thing. Only label one destination in your presentation, but you can feel free to present 1,000 different routes. So there must be a key message in your presentation. If there are 10 different destinations, trust me, at the end of the day, people are gonna be paralyzed by fear. They're gonna be like, so where do you want me to go? I'm standing here, I see that you have given me 10 different destinations, so where the hell do you want me to go? Where do you want me to go? They're gonna be paralyzed by fear, and at the end of the day, they are not gonna take action. They are not going to take action, they're gonna be inactive, and there goes the whole point of a presentation. I believe whatever presentation you're trying to do, there must be a call to action at the end of the day. There has to be something that they do, whether it's buying a product, whether it's making phone calls, whether it's going for the next lesson, whether it's going back home and doing that one thing to improve themselves. There will be a call to action, whether it's for you or for them, I don't know. Alright? If you're selling something, it's for you. But if you're not selling something, you're genuinely giving them something to work with, it's for them. But whatever it is, there's a call to action. So make sure that you deliver that call to action. Okay? Number 4, smile and keep eye contact. All right, smile and keep eye contact. Okay, you can't really see it. All right, eye contact. Okay, so this one is pretty much self-explanatory. I'm not gonna delve too much on this, but basically a lot of people get so nervous that they forget to smile, right? Like show their teeth. They look so serious and strict all the time. Number one, when you're so serious and strict, it's boring. You put people right off to sleep. Number two is when you don't smile, you cannot disarm people, meaning that people's gut will be against you all the time because you don't smile, right? You don't make them feel like you are approachable, friendly speaker. You always want to be this approachable, friendly speaker so that people will dare to ask you questions. That's number one. Number two is people dare to approach you to seek further clarification. The last thing you want is you talk about something, people have doubts, they don't clarify with you, they get out of the room, they go to the public, they go outside, they start telling people all kinds of myths and misconceptions about what you're trying to present. Now, that's the worst. That you need to avoid, and to avoid that you need to make sure that you're approachable so that people have the courage to ask you questions. Okay, next, start strongly. Okay, now start strongly means you start with a boom. Okay, I always tell people that a presentation has what I call life cycles. Okay, usually it goes like that. You try to end here. Alright, you always try to end on a high, right? You don't end on a low. If you end on a low, you're dead. So, although this is the typical life cycle, but usually what I tell people to do, and the right thing to do, is to be like that. You start off on a high as well. You start on a high, you end on a high. Okay, if you start off on a low, it's very difficult to get people to build up to a first high or a second high. Why? Because it's always difficult to pull people up when they start to get tired. You may think that you are the only one getting tired from standing on the stage and presenting, but trust me, the audience, the consumers are also getting tired. They are being they're looking at their watch, they're looking at their phones, they're thinking how many more hours to go, etc, etc. So they get tired. So over time, their concentration level will decrease. So if you do not start off on a high, you're only gonna steer further and further away from that first high. And by the time they do get to the first high, it's not as high as you want. Alright? So start off on a high. Go inside and boom! Hello everyone! My name is Japhet. Alright, I see everyone just being really tired now. Alright, so I think what we can do right now is we just stand up, do a bit of a stretch. You know, I know it's been a long day. Do a bit of a stretch. Alright, say hi to your neighbors. Alright, I'm gonna go around, let's have some interaction. Or let's just do some small talk, ask about your day. I want to know how well you've been doing all along. How did you come inside this class? Get them excited. Get them, give them energy. As a speaker, as a trainer, you are beaming with energy because you have the adrenaline rushed. So your job is to transmit the energy to them so that they get pumped up. Alright, it cannot be a one-way street. Okay? So I'm going to stop here. We have 10 points. Don't worry, I'll go through the remaining 5 in the next video. But for now, I'm going to stop here. Okay, so I'm going to see you in the next video. Just click on next. You'll go to the next video and then I'll see you for the next 5. Alright, thank you once again. My name is Japhet from Reubiks.